The price is right. Steve Harvey, was the price right, my brother? Was the price is right? When the price is right, the Negropeans will unite. When the price is right, the Negropeans will unite. When the price is right, the Negropeans will unite.
First off, I don't like a dude who begs for a living. Like, everything is a donation. You can call it a donation if you want to, but beg for a living. Then you have the nerves. First, you'll tell black men to marry black women, but not to vote for them. That's the. And then he's talking about he's the King Kong content. Don't you know King Kong loved white women? Didn't he? To call somebody else you sellout, yo on the plantation when you pushing for a white dude. I'm with the sister, but just come on now.
Are you still talking about Dr. Umar?
No, not this time.
He's not voting for anybody.
He don't vote for anybody. He's just stupid. Like, he is.
Well, a vote.
Even Dr. Panhandler, or whatever his name is, he wanted to debate me about what she. I'm like, wait. First off, I'm a grown man. Why would I need to explain to another grown man why I make the decisions I make? I'm grown for real.
Okay, Steve, DL, and Ricky, I want a debate. DL Hughley, will you debate me on your radio? Let's do the debate. If Omega Psi-Phi, if my brothers of Omega Psi-Phi, who I love and respect, want to host a debate, it could be an Omega Psi-Phi debate. You can have the purple and gold. I don't care who hosts. I don't care where it's host. I want Steve, Ricky, and DL on the same stage. Keep the same energy, Africans. Keep the same energy. King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Will the real please stand up?
Really, I had a really great time. A little different, from the DNC to Greensboro is a bit of a
mighty difference.
It's a little bit of a. What's up with Dr. Umar? Do you see?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, first off, I've said that dude's name more today than the last 20 years combined.
Yes, you have.
And he's talking about he wants to debate me or Steve or Ricky.
For what?
Why would I want to?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's what I'll do, Dr. Umar. I'll debate you in the auditorium of the school you were supposed to have built with all those donations.
There you go.
Like that's what I'll debate you in the library, or we could do it in the cafeteria. How about this? We'll debate on the school bus with the kids who are going to the school you're supposed to be built while we're listening to my show.
But look how dumb this is. Why is he so focused on something that really, at this point, it's not?
He wants to be relevant, and you know what? There are a lot of people that he could talk to. Not me. I'm not interested. I don't dislike him at all. I just don't think I don't think he's interesting. I don't think he's interesting. I think that a man who says marry a black woman but won't politically support her is a hypocrite. I think. Ultimately, this dude talking about he's the King Kong consciousness. Does Dr. Umar know that King Kong died grabbing a white woman? Does he know that?
Holding on to a white woman.
Yeah, he died holding on to a white woman. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, missed that one.
Yeah, he died holding on to a white woman. As a matter of fact, all he did to the black women villagers, is eat them as human sacrifices. That's what they did. I think that people who just sell nothing. I don't know what he does. I know he tells people what to do, who to marry and what to do. That doesn't interest me. And I always ask him for the notion. He bags so much, his hands need to be cups. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I don't know what he does, but why would I?
I just don't understand why anybody would want to take the attention off the most important thing that we all need to be focused on. He don't need to be debating you. He don't need to be debating.
Where would we debate at?
And what you talking about?
And neither one of you are running for office.
That's
so what y'all debating?
Right. That's my total point.
There's so many other doctors. I like to talk to Dr. Lavin before I like to talk to him. I like to talk to Dr. J. I like to talk to Dr. Dre. I like to talk to Dr. Pepper. I like to talk to Dr. Scholes before I talk to Dr. Umar. It's ridiculous.
Dr. Pepper.
Do that. Yeah, I don't care. Do that to somebody else. I'm not interested in that. I think it's hypocritical. You tell
Dr. Seuss on line 1.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about what you say. I don't listen to you. I don't. And you take yourself so seriously. I don't get it. So this is a thing. Why do you think? And I don't think there are a lot, but why do you think that there are some black men who just seem to despise Kamala Harris? I mean, I certainly don't think it's a lot, and I don't think it's a pervasive, but the people who do it are loud. You know what I mean?
I do.
Why do you think it is they don't like her?
I think, first of all,
come on, I'm not asking you. I'm asking the people, and you can weigh in later.
You better ease back.
So that's what you supposed. That's why I can see why. I can see why people don't like it. I can see why. So, 877-242-2426. Why do you think that so many?
Also, hit us up on Twitter at DL Hughley Radio or on Facebook, The DL Hughley Show, and the website is the DLHughleyShow.com. All right. Thank you for your patience.
Have you noticed that though?
Of course.
It just me?
This time it's not just you. I really do notice it.
Like Dr. Umar, I want to debate you first off.
Oh, look at that, 2 doctors debating.
He's Pan-African, but he begs so much he should be a panhandler. Is what the hell he is.
Oh my God,
begging ass. I said we'll debate in the auditorium of the school you built. Why would I debate you? Why would I want you on my platform? Why do you think I've never invited you on my platform? You would it's 6 other doctors. I like Dr. Lavin, Dr. J, Dr. Dre, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Scholes, and Dr. Seuss. Like all of them. I talk to Dr. Pips. I don't care. I don't. First off, I don't like a dude who begs for a living. Like everything is a donation. You can call it a donation if you want to, but beg for a living. Then you have the nerves. First, you'll tell black men to marry black women, but not to vote for them. That's and then he's talking about he's the King Kong contest. Don't you know King Kong loved white women? Didn't he?
Died. Come on, man.
That was his downfall.
He ate the black villagers. He ate them out and spit their clothes out. He did. He did.
Got a white woman chased to New York and got killed.
And that's the truth. Wasn't more, but you was there.
They shot him out the entire Empire State, but he still didn't let that white woman go.
I'm telling you.
Made sure she lived.
He body her for your ass.
DL Hughley, you accepted my challenge, brother. You accepted my challenge, sir. You accepted my challenge, King. You said you will debate me on condition that it takes place at the most honorable Frederick Douglass and most honorable Marcus Garvey Academy. You said in the auditorium. Well, guess what, sir? The gymnatorium has been completely renovated since 2021. The gymnatorium of FDMG has been completely renovated since 2021, DL Hughley. We are ready. The gymnatorium is ready, sir. I need a date. DL Hughley, we need a date. We are ready for you, sir. Wilmington, Delaware. Kings of Comedy versus King Kong Consciousness. You can't back out now. You belong to a fraternity of men. No chickening out now, DL Hughley.
So why do you think it is that it's seemingly black men, some black men, and I think a pretty good amount. But I don't think it's high percentages.
No, it's not.
But they're very loud. When they say, "What has she done for black people?" Like I heard Jermaine Dupri, he wasn't trying to be, but he's like, why did she do what she in office? Don't you understand she has vice in front of her name? You can't be that stupid. Are you that?
Yeah, I know you that stupid.
I know you're so different, not so dumb. It's like, are you stupid? Well, like literally, don't you know civics? You can't pretend to not. I have a GED and I know civics. Is Mike Pence responsible for Trump storming the Capitol? No.
Right.
But I think the difference is, even though you have a GED, you also are curious about how things work. So you were like, you said to me, you decided to read, obviously, once you got out of school, but you said...
You had to do that. That's why people don't like y'all. That's exactly that thing right there.
Anyway, the point is, you have a natural curiosity to see how things work.
Yes.
You want to know what's going on in the world. These people don't know anything about civics, political science. They don't know how the system works, and they don't care. So they get on social media, they rip headlines, and they run with it, and they add their own spite and salt to it.
And who are these darks that call somebody else you sell out, yo on the plantation when you pushing for a white dude? I'm with the sister, but just come on now.
Are you still talking about Dr. Umar?
No, not this time.
He's not voting for anybody.
He don't vote for anybody. He's just stupid. Like, he is.
Well, a vote, if
He's
you
just
don't
dumb.
vote at all, you might as well be voting for Trump.
But yeah, it's the same thing.
So that's extra stupid.
It's all these people who think nothing, and they want to sound smart doing it. There's all this, this like it's like voting purgatory. Like I'm not, and it's not even just black men. I think it's Latin. It's more pervasive now because they're on our algorithms. You're from a land far, far away called Nashville.
Yes.
Moy, but what? Oh, you can't hear him. Huh?
I'm sorry.
You can't hear him. It's like UNICEF. What do you say?
So there's a couple of things. When it comes to what I hear about her is, I can't be led by another woman, but especially a black woman. This is coming from black dudes. This is coming from people I know. Also because
I'm a misogynist and I believe that, and I like massages. No,
but also too, it goes back to the fact of if you're not knowledgeable and haven't done the research, it looks as though she hasn't been in the picture. It's just been Biden. You've just been seeing Biden.
Here's the thing that's ironic to me. You voted for a that just was a game show host. Has you on the premises of being a successful businessman who's lost virtually every bit. So let's not. I think I have no doubt. I have chauvinistic ways.
Little bit.
Shut up, woman.
That was perfect.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not.
That's how natural it is. That's how natural
I'm
it is.
not proud of it.
Oh God.
And I told you about letting him read while I'm here.
You can't read. What you talking about? What the hell?
I wonder if the men who are this loud and this vociferous in their opposition of her have daughters they love.
I'm sure they do.
Or they have sisters they love, or they have a mother they love. So I think it's very hypocritical then say these things about something that could be historically relevant, obviously, but tell your daughter she can be anything she wants. What do you think?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. And now you don't want to be so-called led by a black woman, but you call yourself a mama's boy. You've been led by a black woman. You're grown ass. Why don't you move out your mama house? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that?
You don't want to be led by a black woman. Harriet Tubman did all right.
Yeah, how about that?
I'm so dope. I am so dope. I can see why they picked me to be talking to DNC. I'm telling you. I can see. I was like, well, you know what? They went, you know
Sir
what?
John, the truth is, I mean, we can go down. Hey, man.
It's a lot.
Angela Davis, it's been so it isn't like we haven't been led, you know. I just don't get.
But you and I also had a conversation, and we talked about how a lot of black men, not all,
I'd say a
think
lot,
that they have been left behind, right? Because we've read these studies that talked about how black women are now the most educated, the most entrepreneurial,
loud
in terms of and economic leaders. Say it one more time.
Obnoxious.
Anyway, the point is, I guess if you're looking at it and you're seeing all of these stories and you're watching all of this black girl magic, and it looks like the numbers for you are going the opposite direction, then you see a woman who is black, who is successful, who is now ascended to not only the vice president, but now the presidential nominee, and she's married to a white dude. You're like, what
who is
the
talking
hell?
more than me on my show? Who's doing that?
Because she's smarter.
All right,
here we go.
But that's the
I would
point.
say something about that. Yeah, you're here now.
You would say, I agree.
I would suggest you get this thing together.
You sound like them now. This right here, this scenario that just went down. That's the
you
problem.
sound like them.
No,
all right, we're getting to your calls in a bit. Even Dr. Panhandler, or whatever his name is, he wanted to debate me about what she. I'm like, wait. First off, I'm a grown man. Why would I need to explain to another grown man why I make the decisions I make? I'm grown for real. Why? What is this thing I gotta? Everything she's done is available. Keith Boykins does a wonderful job breaking it all down. Do you actually think that the black farmers get that $2 billion if she's not in his ear? Do you think that HBCUs get that $16 billion if she's not in his ear? Do you think that the child's tax credit happens if she's not in his ear? Do you think lifting so there were things? Do you think just like Ketanji Brown Jackson changed some has mitigated some of what the Supreme Court has done? Having someone in your ear that never had thought like that before, that you're exposed to someone who never thought like that before. This man went from a black president, it was a two-term VP of a black president. He became president. He picks a VP. Now he's trying to help her become president. You don't think he learned anything in that? And there's a reason that black poverty is at the lowest level ever. I don't really like the black unemployment rate because they say it's the lowest unemployment rate in black unemployment rate in history, but during slavery, the unemployment rate was 0. Everybody worked, so that's not the point.
You had a job,
right? Whether you was just born, I know, but you can hold this basket. I know that.
So
I've heard any number of people that try to tell you that Vice President Harris, she's Indian, and they will quote many newspapers that say, well, it's the first Indian vice president. You can be two things. One dude went on to say her mother's Indian, but they didn't talk about her father, who is from Jamaica, whose last name is Harris. Harris is an English name. Where do you think a Jamaican would get a name like Harris from? Oh yeah. English people from England took people from Africa to Jamaica for the slave trade. They're talking about biracial. It's funny because the very people we are black because they said we were. As a matter of fact, they at one point said if you have one drop of black blood, you are black. Now those very people are saying somebody with half their DNA being black, it is not black enough. It's interesting because VP Harris went to an HBCU, and if you look at the history of HBCUs, the initial students there, and a lot of the students there at HBCUs were the descendants of slave owners. And they all kind of looked like VP Harris. They were very biracial, but they didn't call them biracial back then. They didn't call them, biracial. They called them octoroons and quarteroons. They called them suckers. They were illegitimate children of slave owners. They were the product of. But one thing they weren't was ambiguous about who they were. They knew they were black. Everybody else knew they were black. Everybody. There was never a case for ambiguity. They knew exactly who they were. If you look at many of the initial, if you look at the sorority where Kamala Harris, she pledged many years ago, AKAs, look at their initial founders. They look a lot like her for a reason. They look like that for a reason, because many of them, if most of them, are the people who went to those schools, the people who got further educations were biracial. They generally were, a lot of them, the descendants of slave owners. These slaves, their mothers, and didn't want their children in the field, so they sent them off to college, HBCUs and such. But no one ever questioned what their race was, because if you had even one drop of black blood, you were black. Now we have people contorting themselves to tell us that that's not true. Byron Donalds, who is a congressman who in the last 2 months has defended Jim Crow, and a white man who's telling a black woman what her nationality is, what her race is, and who is married to a white woman and has biracial kids. So that's one hell of a conundrum. They're telling people who they are. And, white people hate the term identify because they have always been the one who told us who we were. You don't have to self-identify. I'll do it for you. I'll tell you what you are. You're black. You're not. They've always had that preference. That's been the sole province of them. They hate when people self-identify because then what is their job? But now we have a clearly black woman who clearly went to an HBCU and clearly pledged a black sorority. You're telling her she's not black. The very same descendants of people who said that one drop of black blood tainted you to the extent that you were black 100%. There was no doubt about it. Now a woman who 50% of her DNA is of African descent say that you're not black. All I'm asking you, if one drop of black blood made you black, and now 50% of black blood doesn't make you black, all we're asking, dear America, please make up your damn mind.
I'm going to say it again. Her parents claimed black on paperwork so they could get the affirmative action set-asides. That's why she went to Howard University. That's why she went to Howard University, to get the grants and the scholarships and the federal aid and to get the set-asides. They wasn't black. They only claimed that on paper to get your benefits. And since you got black men running around saying she's the same color as us, as if you don't have brown Asians and brown Arabs and brown Vietnamese,